The training posture that scared the male soldiers turned out to be very easy for the female soldiers who had a background in dance. Seeing that this kind of training had no effect, the drill instructor decided to change tactics. He said one word, shipping container. Another instructor was shocked when he heard it, but the first one insisted if they didn't crush the pride of these female soldiers, training would be impossible. The conflict had actually started on the very first day the female soldiers arrived. While the instructor was speaking, one of them made a joke from the crowd, making everyone laugh. To restore his authority after being embarrassed, the instructor came up with a plan for brutal training. Soon, the female soldiers were brought to a large shipping container. They had no idea what was coming. They looked at the container curiously. Once all of them walked inside, the instructor slammed the door shut and locked it from the outside. Even then, the female soldiers still didn't realize how serious it was. Then the instructor opened a hatch on top of the container, and with a smile, dropped a tear gas grenade inside. Thick smoke filled the space. Panic broke out immediately. The screams from inside made even the men outside feel uneasy. One of them checked his watch and thought the time was enough, but the drill instructor didn't budge. He said they could wait a little longer. No one knew how much time had passed before the man returned wearing a gas mask. Surprisingly, the instructor had fallen asleep. That was when they noticed something strange. There was no sound coming from inside the container. Worried something had gone wrong, they quickly opened the door. As they stepped inside to check, the supposedly unconscious female soldiers suddenly stood up. They attacked the two men, took the gas mask, and ran out of the container. Before leaving, they slammed the door shut behind them. Using a fake feint, the female soldiers had pulled off a perfect counterattack. The instructor refused to admit defeat. To hide the pain from the beating, he began singing loudly. If that was the case, the women decided not to go easy either. But half an hour later, when they finally opened the container to laugh at the instructor, they were stunned. It was empty. The next second, both men appeared behind them and put them in headlocks. Turns out, while the women were celebrating, the two had escaped through the roof hatch, using the singing as cover. Still, the instructor didn't hold a grudge. He simply gave them a warning. No one was allowed to speak of what happened. So, do you think the instructor would dare mess with her again?